Hello, my name is Todd Raffray, and today I'm going to talk to you about quality assurance in the gaming industry. Um, you're going to be working with quality assurance throughout your career, so the goal of this presentation is to give you a little more insight into what that is like, what QA is, and what they do. Just to give you some background on myself, I've worked in the industry for over 14 years across several studios and multiple platforms. I started off in QA, eventually becoming a QA manager, and after that moved over to design, and I'm currently a junior designer. Hopefully this helps validate this presentation. Since gaming is more widespread, many people are familiar with the term QA, but for those who are not, QA stands for quality assurance. This is the arm of production or operations that is responsible for ensuring the quality of the product from start to finish. The purpose of this presentation isn't to go into every detail about quality assurance. Hopefully it will give you some clarity into what you're going to be working with. That said, testing ranges from ad hoc regression testing all the way up to programming test tools and scripting automation. As game development becomes more popular and lucrative, the industry as a whole continues to grow. The fact that Full Sail now offers a development program, development degree programs, is kind of a testament to that. I started off as a tester, but more and more you're seeing people enter directly into development. This is a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is that students are achieving a more streamlined education that teaches them the specifics of what they need to know. But the bad thing is they miss out on a vast source of knowledge that is gained while working in quality assurance. Today, more interviewers looking at prospective designers and engineers value that experience on a resume. And in my particular case, with my current job, my experience in QA definitely helped me get the position as my creative director values that kind of background. More and more, it can be viewed as a career rather than a stepping stone. As the industry advances, so do the role of the testers, and while the perception of cubicles filled with testers hammering away on a playable version is still accurate, as with any other discipline, we're seeing more and more specialized sections of testing. I tell you this, in order to build any kind of productive working relationship, you need to understand the other party's roles and responsibilities. A common misconception is that testers are kids who possess little or no skill other than the ability to play games, and the reality is these people are professionals just like you and should be treated as such. Additionally, it is important to know that the concept of a bug-free launch is a fallacy. No software product launches 100% bug-free, and another common misconception is that if bugs are present during launch, then the QA team was either lazy or not doing their jobs. And this is just, it's not true. The sooner you understand that, the better off you'll be. Another common misconception is that anyone can be a tester, and while it's true in a black and white world, the reality is, just with any other discipline, there are those who excel and those who meander. Some developers feel that this is the case, and the mentality is reflected in the quality of the titles they release. The unfortunate truth, however, is that quality assurance is partly responsible for that perception. QA is still the best and easiest way to enter the industry, and many who start off as testers look for avenues to get out and into development as quickly as possible. Many testers don't take that role seriously while they're there. When I started in the industry, the common role of QA was to begin testing out for first playable phases. It was common to hear the term monkey testing, which is essentially referring to the sentiment that a monkey could do it. Today, it's more common to see QA being involved in earlier stages of development. It's also common to see the practice of embedded testers, which are testers who are placed physically within the discipline that they support. As a lead client tester, I sat and worked directly with the client engineers, and this is a great practice that helps facilitate communication and quicker turnaround on issues. Because the role of a tester is to find defects or bugs, often the relationship between development and quality assurance can be seen as adversarial, and this is unfortunate. This perception negatively affects the way you approach development and working with QA, and it's immature and unprofessional. It's important to understand that QA finds these bugs because it's their job. It is not an attack on the developer's ability or competency, so there's no excuse to take a bug personally. And if you really want to place blame on somebody, blame yourself because you created the bug in the first place. It's not QA's fault because they found it. From a QA perspective, testers tend to think very positively of developers, especially those developers that treat quality assurance as valuable allies rather than as pests. To make a generalization, of testers who want to work in development, they view contact with developers as a means to learn and understand more about development. This definitely places the developer in a position of power, almost as an authority figure. Not to say developer is required to foster this type of mentor-to-student relationship, but it's a great opportunity to teach and help others attain their goals. Helping your coworkers will always benefit in the end, in one way or another. At the end of the day, though, both development and quality assurance have the same goal, which is to make fun games and get them out the door as cleanly as possible. By working together and communicating clearly and effectively, this goal is much easier to achieve, and the game gets out the door and everyone's happy. As a side note, it's always encouraged to conduct yourself in a professional manner, even if working at a game studio can sometimes feel like going to class in high school. Before I come off as a bore talking about professionalism and being mature, just remember we still work on games.